welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Ines, and today we are building a scenic overlook. If you don't know what a scenic overlook is, it basically is, well, the way that I know it to be is one of those pit stops that you see on highways, and it overlooks a beautiful either forest area or maybe some areas with waterscaping like a lake as well. So this build was actually a little bit challenging and out of my comfort zone because there was a lot of terraforming involved. I usually do terraforming when it's with adding heights to areas and just kind of like building off of it. But this was a little different because I had to make it look kind of natural. So it was a little challenging, but I really love the way it turned out, and I hope you guys do too. So if you aren't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel as it helps me to continue making content, and leave a comment down below letting me know your thoughts at the end of the video. Right here, I'm just terraforming the cliffs that will be overseeing the scenery. I didn't have any plan of action since I wanted to make this as natural as possible, and I actually make a lot of mistakes in this build. I edited some of it out, but I left most of them in because I think it's actually pretty cool to see kind of like the back and forth and the mistakes that you can make during terraforming because nobody's perfect. And honestly, some of these mistakes actually led me to the final result that I'm really happy about, so we're actually going to call these happy accidents instead. Anyway, I will pop in throughout the video, but for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the build. Grab some food and drinks while you're at it, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. So after establishing the framework and terraforming the cliffs at this area, I went ahead and started decorating with hardwood and cedar trees. And this was my first mistake because items in this game are naturally smaller when you're on different levels looking down on lower levels. But I didn't account for the height difference between the cedar trees, and I kind of let most of the cedar trees grow a little too much for the perspective that I'm trying to achieve. So I actually went and fixed this area quite a bit that you guys will see throughout the video, and I also ordered cypress plants and monstera and cacao trees from Nook's Cranny because I wanted to create different textures within this area, but that also ended up changing. So if this goes to show anything, honestly, sometimes when we have plans, this was the only thing that I planned because I knew I wanted kind of like that natural wildlife look, but it didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to be, and that's okay because I actually ended up with a better result than I was anticipating. So I'm super excited for you guys to see it. But alright, this is all I really have to say about this portion. I changed this area a lot. That's all you guys need to know. So for the top cliff, I really wanted this area to be really cute and really natural. So I originally started with the spooky fencing, and this is a fully intended pun, but I was super on the fence about it because I didn't really know if I was going for that specific aesthetic yet. And I also added a mountain bike because I just thought it'd be a really cute little additional touch. And then I go to this bottom area again and just change things around here and there. I'm putting saplings behind the cedar trees to stunt their growth because I was trying to figure out what kind of height I wanted the cedar trees to be at to achieve the perspective that I wanted. And then I just dispersed the ones that were way too big or way too tall, and I just dispersed that throughout the entire area. So I went ahead and crafted a log bench for this area because I imagine this place to be an area that people would go to and kind of enjoy the scenery and the peacefulness and serenity that kind of surrounds this entire area. So a tourist telescope to really appreciate the views, and I added a lost item that looks like a journal because, I don't know, this place might be inspiring for people who do some writing. That's the way that I'm literally just telling you guys what my thought process was throughout this entire build. But yeah, I definitely encountered some spatial issues, so I had to kind of adapt and re-terraform the areas. But I really love this top level. I think it's kind of natural and not over the top decorated, and that wasn't my goal. I wanted to keep it really, really natural. So I will fully admit that while I was going plant crazy and custom design happy with this entire area, I was kind of neglecting the lower level because I was actually trying to figure out what I really wanted to do about it. But I did eventually go back to it and thought of a new design idea to go with instead. So for this look, this entire area, I really wanted every space to be covered because it is a wild area. So you have weeds, you have plants and leaves everywhere, and I think it just really brings the whole natural appeal to life. So I eventually ventured into the bottom level and I decided that I was going to focus on one corner, which I should have done in the beginning, but I focused on the lower left corner. So I kind of bunched the cypress plants in that area and moved the trees around so it made that area look more dense with plants and with trees. And I wanted to make it super natural, so I didn't put everything in grids. I just kind of sporadically placed them here and there. So at this point I was actually kind of happy with how it looked. I just thought that it could be better, so I still went back to change it towards the end, which you guys will be seeing soon. So luckily on one of the days that I was building this, Leaf was in town, so I bought an obnoxious amount of hyacinths because I love the hyacinths in this game and also in real life. And I also went with holly starts since the winter season is almost among us. And also I had the thought process of holly starts, they look like red berries, like wild berries, so I included it in this area because if it's snowing, it might look like, you know, holly starts, but also it will look like wild berries in this area, which I thought was really, really cool. And on seasons that are not winter, it'll just look like random bushes and it'll just fill in the small spaces that trees and other items might not be able to fill. So here was kind of another idea that I had no idea that I was ever gonna have. That sounds so strange, but I had the idea to kind of create a little pond in this area so it would kind of look like a lake from far away or from like the level 3 cliff. So I went ahead and I kind of terraformed a little pond, and honestly, I would have to say that this is probably my favorite part of the area. It looks so cool after it's done, and I was super happy about it. So we are nearing the end of the video, and this build honestly took me a little over 2 hours and a couple of days apart to finish, and I am in love with it. You guys can't see the end result yet, but I just wanted to pop in here and say thank you so much for staying this long into the video, because I love making content, and to be able to make content from Animal Crossing, which has been such a lovely game and a game that reminds me so much of my childhood because I started playing back in the GameCube days. To be able to make content off of something that is so nostalgic to me is so cool, and I'm really happy and thankful. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this build, and I really hope that you guys enjoy my content. Again, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, as it does really help me continue to make more content, and it helps with my growth as well. And also leave this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. I'm super grateful for every single one of you, and I really hope you have a lovely day. Goodbye.